All right, hello again. We're talking about our strength progressions and how we can get to those perfect positions, or not necessarily perfect, because no one's perfect, but as close to perfect as you possibly can get to getting your next strength progression. All right, right now we're talking about push-up and its variations. Starting out with the main idea is we want to keep a solid core straight line of the hips. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to bring it to the floor real quick and discuss that. All right, so the first thing we want to discuss is how to hold your core tight. All right, without a core being tight, the push-up becomes kind of this abomination. I'll call it that, an abomination. All right. So anyway, first thing we want to think about is how to keep our core tight. Starting out, you should, if you want to even start a push-up, you should be able to hold your body tight in a straight line, squeezing the glutes tight, all right, and shoulders pressed down to the floor. Some people like to have your body flat back like that, but I think for overall health and for strengthening of the shoulders, it is better to have shoulders pressed forward, okay, shoulders down and back, but definitely pressing forward as well. Okay, because that'll transfer over to other calisthenic exercises and keep those shoulders strong. So once again, make sure your shoulders are pressing down, but also pressing back, okay, downward toward your, downward down the spine, but also forward, okay? So you're here, pressing and like that, and the glutes are tight, all right? So if you can squeeze a nice tight body like this, hold this for about 25, 30 seconds. If you can do that, then your core is pretty tight, all right? Any longer than that, and it's not really necessary anymore. You should be adding weight at that point to make yourself stronger. If you can't hold it on your hands very well yet, you go to forearms, okay? This is similar to being in a plank position, but I'm not gonna call it that. I'm just gonna call it part of your push-up progression. So I'm right here. Again, shoulders are pressing down and back for shoulder health and strength, and I'm keeping my core tight. My body's flat, mainly flat, nice hollow shape, okay? If you cannot hold either one of those yet, then you're gonna have to create a bit of an incline, okay? If you have an incline, then it's gonna take pressure off your body, so you'll be able to hold that line tighter. For example, if I take pretty much like this block right here. All right, so I have some type of a block, okay? This block's about 2 feet off the ground, and it's gonna give me a little bit of elevation. That way, I don't have as much pressure on my body. So if you have a hard time holding your core tight and it's looking something kind of like this, and your shoulders are like, and your elbows are flaring out, kind of have this weird abomination, lizard-looking thing starting to happen, okay? Instead, go to something a little bit higher. Okay, and then you want to think about where you are with this, and trying to keep your body nice and tight again, pressing the shoulders down and back, okay, from there, squeezing the core tight, and that's a good start for you, okay, again, you can go here with it, okay, squeezing the core tight, shoulders down and back. Again, once you have that for about 25, 30 seconds, you're ready to start going on the actual pushing part of this, okay, and start developing that dynamic range of motion in your arms. So let's take a look at that real quick, all right? So what I didn't do yet is actually I didn't do what's called the knee push-up. I'm not gonna call them girl push-ups because I don't believe in that, all right? I think this is just a strength differentiation, and that some people are a little stronger, they can go to this one, some people need to go right here. Now, you know, some people don't like this, they say it does not directly translate and it's too hard to get a proper angle this way. I disagree. I think that you can get a proper angle, but once you've gotten a few of these good strict form, never do them again, okay? Unless you're a dancer and you want to put this in like some kind of choreography and do this specific thing this way, all right? That's the only reason I can think if you want to do these ever again. You shouldn't have to do these once you get a couple of good ones in, all right? So anyway, everything else is exactly the same. I'm going to push my shoulders down, back and downward, so they're going against gravity. And I'm going to go to my knees here, squeezing the glutes tight, okay? From here, my goal is to keep my forearm vertical, okay? I don't want it to be like this, okay? I don't want it to be flaring out to the side. They're tied to the side, forearm is vertical, all right? Straight up and down, I go. I do not break my hip line. I hold that the whole time and lock my elbows at the top. Okay? Another thing about your pull push-up, you don't want to end with your elbow turned like this. You really want to lock that elbow nice and tight, all right? And that way you don't miss out on the tricep strength that you can be getting from a total lockout of the tricep, with the elbow, sorry. All right, so once you can do a few of those from the knees, okay, it's time to start doing them from your feet. Now, for example, from here, keep them nice and tight, okay, elbows locked out, shoulders down and back, all the way chest to floor. Some people like to do hands off the ground just to make sure you are touching the floor, and then press back up, okay? Now that's usually the hard one for most people. They start bending their back, where again, that abomination lizard position that I talked about. So that's when we take it and go at an elevation of it. So if you need to, you could go up on top of a 2-foot ledge, a 1-foot ledge, something like that. All right, from here, walk the elbows out and chest to it, back up, chest to it, back up. Nice, squeezing tight, holding that position and focusing on keeping that body straight and tight. All right, forearms vertical as much as they can be. For being on an elevated surface, it can be a little difficult. Now, if you cannot do a push-up on an elevated surface like this, you got to bring it higher. All right, anyway, so that's the basic stuff as far as developing your push-up in and of itself. Again, 3 to 5 push-ups is good for strength, strong, tight body. Doing hundreds of push-ups that you have that weird abomination push-up position with the back bending and elbows spread out, just don't even do them, man, you know? Try to keep your form, and then if your form is good, then add the other stuff.